What the hell is this?
Hey guys, this is Typhorce Reacts, and I am back to react to Death Battle Dante versus Clive, Devil May Cry versus Final Fantasy. Specifically, Final Fantasy 16, aka a game I know absolutely nothing about. At least until, I heard about this fight, and I decided to, go digging a bit. So, yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I'm probably a lot more excited than most people because I'm only a recent Devil May Cry fan, and I started my Devil May Cry journey, I believe, somewhere around February, maybe January, I can't remember. I think it was probably February, simply because the Netflix show was announced, and, I saw the trailer, and, it was, look, any kind of thing that unironically uses Last Resort, they at least deserve a bit of respect. They at least deserve a bit of attention, at least. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll watch the Devil May Cry Netflix show. And I actually have a reaction series to that. And if you want to see it, I'll put a link in the description, or you can just check out my channel. But in preparation for that show, I started playing the games. And before I could finish Devil May Cry 3, the Netflix show was already out, but even still, I played Devil May Cry 3, loved it to death. I love Devil May Cry 3, and then, I looked up, and then because of the Netflix show, the entire series was available for like $5 to $10 on Steam, so I just bought the entire game library, essentially. So I've played every Devil May Cry game, except for 5, unfortunately, because my computer cannot run Devil May Cry 5. I'm gonna wait till maybe it gets a release on the Switch 2 or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a PlayStation 5 or anything. The newest console I have is a Switch 2, and yeah, you guys get what I mean. Yeah, I think out of all the games in the series, Devil May Cry 3 is probably my favorite, though Devil May Cry 4 is a very close second, because I love Devil May Cry 4. But anyway, Dante versus Clive. Yeah, I tried looking up, versus scaling information on Clive, but I never really found anything outside the G1 blog, which was literally released the day before this episode launched, so, yeah. From what I can tell, this is a very, very close fight, and this is taking into consideration all their, all their lore, and how, Clive scales to characters in his universe, and how Dante scales to characters in his universe, and how literally in the very first game, Devil May Cry 1, it may not be first on the timeline, but it is still the very first game, Mundus literally created an entire universe on a whim, and Dante kicked his butt, and then Dante fought an alternate future version of Mundus who was even more powerful, and just shot him in the face, and that was it. That was done. He also fought Argosax in Devil May Cry 2. I did play Devil May Cry 2. I regret it to this day. I won't say it's that bad of a game, but man, it had none of the charm of that first game, and even less so if you're comparing it to Devil May Cry 3. And I guess that's just kind of what happens when Capcom decides, you know what, we're gonna put another studio in charge of the sequel. Yeah, okay, anyway. But yeah, Argosax is apparently, almost as powerful as Mundus, and, Dante is able to shoot him in the face. He didn't even say jackpot to Argosax. That, come on. But yeah. And then, but like I said, those are very early in Dante's career, so, he should be even more powerful, and, adding on top of, Devil Trigger and Sin Devil Trigger, just, yeah, all the stuff. And Clive is certainly no pushover. He's part of Final Fantasy. I mean, come on. Even though the Final Fantasy games aren't really connected to each other, I mean, they kind of are connected. It's just more along the lines of they have very similar elements. A lot of creatures are, named the same, chocobos or whatever. But Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 aren't connected. Final Fantasy 7 and 16 are not connected. They're only connected to, a Dissidia fighting game or something like that, but I'm not sure if you want to even include that, because the canonicity of those things are just kind of called into question. But yeah, so I pretty much had nothing on Clive because I looked up the Versus Wiki, and I don't really take the Versus Wiki at its word, but when but yeah, Clive does have a Versus Wiki page, so I looked it up, and there's a whole lot of, like, scaling for him, and by scaling, I mean, this is where he places, this, you know, he's, like, multi-universal level, you know, immeasurable speed, blah, blah, blah. There's no links. There's no examples. There's not even examples given. It's just, here's where he scales. And that's it. Like, so it was no help whatsoever. So I had no choice but to wait for the G1 blog to come out. And what do you know? It's one of the closest matches they've ever done. It was, and for their final tally, for their voting, it was 7-8. And it was in Clive's favor, but the fact that it was that close, yeah. So I have no idea who's going to win. If Clive wins, I'm not going to be shocked whatsoever because this is that close of a fight. But if Dante wins, and I'm hoping Dante wins, he's who I'm rooting for. Like, if it wasn't, you know, obvious enough, I've literally reacted to the Netflix show, and I did like the Netflix show. I didn't like some of the elements of it, but I did like the Netflix show overall. And I did like the 2007 anime, I think it was. Yeah, whatever. Devil May Cry, the animated series. And I did like that. Again, mixed feelings. Like the Netflix show and the old anime is just, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I love Devil May Cry, and so yeah, I have no choice but to root for Dante. And look at me, I've never played a Final Fantasy game, period, like, much less Final Fantasy 16. Though, from what I've heard about Final Fantasy 16, it has a lot of elements from Devil May Cry, because the director was apparently involved with Devil May Cry at one point. So, yeah, I kind of want to play Final Fantasy 16, just so I can, you know, get a grasp of what that's like. But yeah, anyway, Torian is apparently back for this, and like from what I've heard, like on the subreddit and stuff like that, Torian's a big fan of Final Fantasy 16. So I imagine that when Death Battle like brought him back, they're like, okay, what matchup do you want to go? He probably slammed his hand on the desk and said, Dante versus Clive, and like that's kind of how it went. But yeah, anyway. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good. All right. Anyway, I've been probably gone way too long. Let's just jump right in. And we'll start things up in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, see, he's already having fun. Okay. All right. Gotta love it.
Dante versus Clive.
DMC's Devil Hunter versus Final Fantasy's Shield of Rosaria. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. It's a dangerous world out there.
That's fine. Even though I didn't play Devil May Cry 5, I still watched all the cutscenes for it. I know what happens.
Humanity must face.
This world may seem like the end, but for a Devil Hunter,
This part is
like
getting
Dante,
crazy.
it's
Let's
party
rock.
time.
Yeah, my first experience with Devil May Cry was that original episode with Dante versus Bayonetta. That was just, yeah. Oh yeah, Woke Up to Justice. That's kind of why I'm also looking forward to more Netflix show, because it does seem to be the case that we're building up to why Sparta rebelled against Mundus, because we don't really get an explanation in the Devil May Cry canon proper. So I really want to know why Sparta decided, you know what? No, I don't want to kill all of humanity. Pizza Sundays Europe could have at least put ladies and or Trish in the likes. Come on, guys. The May and Zero May Cry. All right. I don't know what that is. Yeah, his regen is broken.
He survived heat that would reduce the layman to ash.
But no hunter is complete without an arsenal, and Dante's got one hell of a sword left by his dad.
It's quite the thing.
Plus ebony and ivory, 2 magic pistols with endless ammo clips, and they say the perfect.
Yeah, there we go. It's canon that it has there's no limit to the ammo. So
stranger.
Like King Cerberus, a shape-shifting set of
Kalina Ann too. He gave Kalina Ann back, but he kind of took Kalina Ann too. It's just like, I'll be right back, and then he never went back. So, ladies gonna be wanting that back, Dante.
Guitar.
Yeah, a literal electric guitar.
There's also Lucifer, a backpack of endless laser swords that Dante got after slaying.
Yeah.
Actually, we never
then
saw
first I whip it out, and
just
it's great.
The actual devil. Then there's my fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient.
Yeah, there we go.
Dante into basically orbital pick. Oh, it shoots crystallized demon blood.
Dante needed this and much more when he got a warm welcome from the brother he thought long dead. In a twist of fate, Virgil was alive, but went down a very different path.
I need
Dante
more
was
power.
dying, Virgil studied the blade.
Yeah, there we go.
Seeking the power he needed to exert his will, even if it meant killing his own
If our
brother.
places were
Something he
switched,
came close to doing in the first
would
game.
I end up
But
like
the defeat
you,
only
and you,
spurred
me,
Dante's
or whatever he
awakening.
said in 5?
He learned to teleport using Trickster, slow down time through Quicksilver, and double team foes with Doppelganger.
With a slick pose and the right timing,
Oh, yeah.
he can royal
Royal
guard
guard.
anything, then use the absorbed energy to armor up as a dreadnought.
And then there's Devil
Yeah,
Trigger,
here we go.
a super
Trigger
form
Majin
Dante
Devil
achieves
Trigger,
through
okay,
his
and Sin
supernatural
Devil Trigger,
power.
alright.
By tapping into his inner demon, Dante can fly and gains an enormous boost in speed and power.
Naturally, his rematch with Virgil went very differently, and that was
Yeah, there we go.
Dante's peak.
When Mundus got up to his old tricks, Dante battled the Demon Lord in a vast sea of stars, a universe
Yeah,
Mundus
there we go.
created on a whim. Even later, Dante one-shot a stronger alternate.
One-shot
future
a stronger
Mundus
version of
completely
him.
merged with the
Goody.
Demon Lord.
So he's kind of a big
Novel
deal.
specified later.
Literally,
Mundus
Mundus
one,
became
split
a
into
living
separate
universe
universes.
just
Got
for
it. All right.
Dante to shoot him in the face.
Then there's Argosax.
Yeah, there we go.
A god so astronomically intense, he had the power of every other demon in existence. A divine deity of the sun that Dante
Shot in the
also
face. He
shot
didn't
in
even
the
say
face.
jackpot. I hate that.
guy. I
Like, and it holds on the shot for
Funny,
quite a
so
while,
did Dante.
and he
Despite
doesn't
how
say it.
Powerful Argosax was, he was just an insignificant Tuesday to Dante.
So it's safe to say Dante had become the strongest around. But no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the
Yeah,
hole in his heart.
wacky wahoo
Sure,
pizza
Virgil
man,
was a power
but
hungry weeb,
yeah.
he was still his bro. Beneath Dante's antics, killing
Yeah,
the rest
he-
of his family.
Yeah,
kinda
beneath
messed
all
him
the
up.
jokes and
Until he learned
whimsy,
his family wasn't as gone as he thought. It turns
he
out
is a bit of an
he had
angsty
nephew,
character.
Nero, who Dante would help get into the family
What the hell is
business
this?
in his own unconventional way.
And for dead weight, Nero was pretty badass.
Yeah, good-
He
good old
helped
dead
Dante
weight.
take on the so-called Demon King Urizen. Nero's Devil Breaker arm can fire light speed lasers that Dante and Virgil have dodged.
Dante and Virgil can already
All right,
dodge lasers
okay.
in their base forms, but when charged with enough demonic energy, they can outright blitz beams over 11 times faster than light.
Well, okay
Nero
then.
even survived getting melted down while inside a living statue.
Yikes.
It's
Okay, yeah,
awesome.
that
That's
was
the
what
same
happened to
sort of
Nero, wasn't it?
regeneration that Dante
Yeah.
has, meaning he can survive
Turned
being
into a
turned
puddle.
into a
Yeah, okay.
So Dante was ready when Virgil
And immediately
somehow
reversed.
returned.
Hey, it's not the same thing, all right? It is
Elected
not the
demon
same thing as
transfer. What
Palpatine.
else? More power.
Yeah, there we go.
With the
I
entire
need
world
more
now on the
power,
line, Dante
brother.
had to get serious and fully embrace his human and demon sides alike by.
Where is your motivation,
Holy shit,
Dante?
has been impaled so much, he decided to make it how he powers
Look,
up.
I can't
So
help
he
that
got
this
his
series
greatest
is just
weapon,
so-
Devil
so
Sword
cool.
Dante,
I love
and
it.
became Sin Devil Trigger. This is Dante's demon energy at its peak. He can fire lasers with Loose, obliterate with the fires of Judgment, and surpass even the legendary Sparta.
But although Dante was totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals.
Right,
Both
yeah.
were destined to duel until one was dead forever.
But thanks to Nero and two well-placed bitch slaps,
Right,
they
yeah.
got some sense knocked into him.
Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld.
Yeah, that's where we leave off with them. Like, hopefully we get more of them in Devil May Cry 6. I'm fine with Nero as a protagonist. Don't get me wrong. It's just Dante and Virgil are another level.
He's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been.
Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise
Jackpot.
that a devil may cry.
Ah, okay. You had to end it on Devil May Cry. All right.
Wiz, it's an emergency. This fight's gonna have a banger soundtrack, but my headphones
Oh,
broke.
okay.
Well, good
All
news.
right.
This battle is sponsored by Raycon.
All right.
Keep
Okay.
your ears open and your holiday playlist rolling with Raycon's essential open earbuds.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
These
like
open-ear
listen to the
earbuds
soundtrack
let you
later.
stay
Like
connected
I
with
don't even know if
surroundings
Brandon
while
Yates is
enjoying
doing it or
your
not.
favorite music,
He
podcasts,
probably
and
is.
audiobooks.
I mean, come on.
Perfect
This
for a
is
job, commute,
the,
or
come
hanging
on.
out.
Like
Oh, yeah. They
like
sound
Devil May
great.
Cry's kind of
Some
known
of the
for
big
like its
brands,
rock
so half the
soundtracks and like
price. They're
And
super
like
lightweight, and
Brandon Gates
somehow
even
they
got
never
one of
fall out.
like I
It's
think
like
Victor
magic.
Borba who
I
sang
think that's
"Bury the
just
Light"
good design.
to help
It's
sing like
magic.
Game Over for Bowser
Black
vs
Friday
Eggman.
is
That was
just around
great.
the corner.
But
Your
yeah,
Red Hot
hopeful.
products are up
I
to 30%
like it would be
off
weird if Brandon
site-wide.
Yates didn't do the Devil May Cry
Essentials
battle.
to the latest
So,
releases. It's the perfect time to upgrade
But,
your set
yeah,
and
all
get
right.
ahead on gifting.
These early deals won't last long, so shop now before they're gone. Go to buyraycon.com/deathbattle
All right.
to save on Raycon audio products site-wide.
okay. I'm thinking about getting Raycon stuff simply
Sit
just
down
okay.
as we tell the tale
So it's
of
Final
the
Fantasy
kingdom
16,
of Rosaria
obviously. All right.
And its prince, Clive Rossfield, a man destined to be a dominant, the host to a mighty guardian icon.
All right.
Anybody who's a dom can draw on magic life juice called ether, becoming a big scary monster.
And commanding the element they embody to create storms, slay armies, and split the sea. Dominants are forces of nature, and Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix.
Well, he was supposed to, but Big Bird said no thanks, and instead picked his sick
The guy
little
from
brother
Tekken 8,
Joshua.
right? Yeah, he was in
Don't play
Tekken 8,
favorites,
wasn't he?
But I guess ancient monsters can.
Despite the rejection and a deep loathing from his mother, Annabella,
Oof.
Clive and Joshua were only kind to one another. Clive saw the bird in his brother Boar and accepted his blessing of the Phoenix in hopes of becoming Joshua's shield.
Meaning he learned a bunch of magic.
Yeah.
He can shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix Shift, and took down this beast before he was even
Yeah,
out of
look at how many
Even
particles
without
there are.
magic,
I'm not.
Clive's a
This
capable
my
swordsman
computer's not going to be able to
able to
run
boost
this.
his speed
If it
and
can't run
perception
Devil May
with
Cry 5,
precision
it's not going to be able to run
But
this.
it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Sanbreque. In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Oof.
Someone use a Phoenix down!
Those aren't in this game.
Oof.
Well, that's unfortunate. But the Phoenix icon sure is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay a lot more attention to this because I already knew all that stuff about Devil May Cry. This is where I need to pay a lot more attention, so sorry if I'm a bit quiet here. The only reason I'm talking now is because I saw the preview.
A wild one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. It can make
So Dante will be
fire
fine,
barriers,
got it.
regenerate lost limbs, decimate foes with a flaming spirit bomb, and shatter a walking mountain.
The downside being Clive couldn't control it. He didn't even remember becoming Ifrit or battling the Phoenix in a fight that reduced everything he loved to cinders, leaving Joshua presumed dead.
Because of
If
course,
that
yeah.
wasn't bad enough, dear old Ma found him the next day and made him a slave to Sanbreque's army. Clive spent 13 years wallowing through life, searching for Ifrit's host for revenge, only to learn the one he
Only
wanted
to learn
kill
it was him. Yeah.
himself.
This revelation hit Clive like a phantom train. He thought death was all he deserved for taking the lives of Joshua and so many others. Even so, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. No, not like that.
Thanks to his
all
friend
right.
Jill, the outlaw Sid, his doggo Torgal. and
Okay,
a
good.
big
Okay, he's got a doggo. Like, I literally
learned to
cannot
carry
hate
the
Clive
torch
now.
for his
Okay.
brother, fighting the real problems plaguing his world. Crystals and racism.
In the world of Valisthea,
Okay.
prejudice is alive and well for bearers. Basically, anyone who can use magic without special crystals.
So what better way to dismantle the system than to help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet, all while picking up some nifty abilities.
All right.
Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp slashes and sharper talons.
All right.
From Sid, he received Ramuth, so he could summon lightning.
From his bae Jill, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time itself.
Well, okay.
From Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this dragon prince, he got Bahamut and some deadly lasers.
And through Odin, he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric of space.
What? Yeah, that looks very familiar.
Powers, Clive stepped up to lead
So,
the
okay,
way
this is all
and
stuff
even
Dante's
reunited
dealt with before. So,
Joshua, who was alive all
yeah,
along.
of course.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well. Yeah, that way, but also,
Yeah, but also
for
literally,
by
got it.
using part of Ifrit's power, Clive can set himself aflame, activating Limit Break to boost his abilities.
But Limit Break is far from Clive's limit. After absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now fully in control of the monster that had tormented him, he embraced his role as a shield for his brother and friend.
All right.
Just in time to battle in space.
Because, of course.
Blast and overpower this dragon at the speed of light.
That's no exaggeration. Ifrit Risen is literally stated to move at light speed.
Okay.
Not surprising
Interesting.
when Clive has intercepted lasers over 3 times faster than
All
him,
right.
and overpowered Omega, a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation.
Got it. All right.
Clive's strong enough to do all this. You know, besides the majestic man cleavage.
Turns
Okay.
out, Clive's birth was orchestrated.
Oh,
He was intended
okay.
to become the vessel of Ultima, an ancient, all-powerful being that created humanity,
Huh.
but abandoned them after they developed free will.
Oh, all right.
Everything that happened.
Of course,
was one
this is
person.
an RPG at the end of the day. We have to
But
fight
Clive
God at the
wouldn't
end
be
of
a
it.
puppet. If God was in the way of humanity's freedom, then God was gonna die.
Well, okay
Easier
then.
said than done.
No shit.
Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had
Hmm.
faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe.
Okay.
But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos.
Okay.
Someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but trust
okay.
me, it made Clive a badass who could surpass his limits, getting stronger over the course of just one.
Okay, all right.
So that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima
Okay.
and his entire species.
This is- yeah, like I said, this is
Although
very
Clive was
interesting.
in his base form.
Ultima
Huh,
literally
okay.
became Ultima squared, but Clive still kicked his ass, using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will. Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage
Okay,
punch.
yeah, because
Okay, so it really
yeah.
was the power of friendship after all.
Yeah, all right.
Man, this guy's got a future in shonen.
Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive.
Oh, okay.
Whether he lived or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey and the world he created that made his life meaningful.
All right.
Clive's dream of a future where everyone can live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
And his
All
stories
right.
were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rusfield,
Aw.
which he titled Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Dang it, you got me attached to
The battle's
Clive.
coming up
All
next,
right.
So call your winner now, folks, just like our sponsor, DraftKings.
Okay, all right.
NBA season tips off.
So, yeah,
does DraftKings' newest fantasy game.
yeah,
DraftKings Pick 6
This
is
is
the
definitely
easiest
going to
way
be
play for
interesting because it
big
seemed like
wins. With
Dante
every
is
possession
definitely a
giving you
lot more
Here's how.
impressive
Just
at
bet more
first.
or less on
But
2 or
if
more stats
Clive
and
can
unlock the
just,
upside
get
every game
stronger and
brings.
stronger the
Also,
more he
new
fights in a
DraftKings
battle,
customers score 50
maybe
bucks
that
worth
can
in
turn the
bonus picks
tide
with just a
against
$5
Dante, but,
entry
like,
in your first pick set.
I'm just not sure if, like, if this comes down to a battle of attrition, I'm not quite sure who wins, because Dante's healing factor can be overtaxed. It just takes a lot, and from characters who can fight on par with him. And what do you know? From judging by everything we learned about Clive, Clive can in fact fight on par with him. This is just, yeah, I just don't know if Clive's going to be able to, like, completely outclass what Dante can do before Dante just straight up kills Clive. I'm just not. I think Dante is the safer bet here, but this could go either way. And if Clive does win, I expect a bit of an explanation, but I'm not going to be too shocked. All right, okay, can't wait to see this fight. Oh, this is gonna be good.
And we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle. All right.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble.
Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to the soundtrack later. Okay. Man, Clive's like, he has no idea what guns are. Just like, what's a gun? Oh, okay, all right. Real good. All right. Yeah, I'm just surprised how quickly he pulled up the app, but then again. Just the amount of weapons Dante has is just going to keep Clive on the back foot. At least initially. Dante really is just aura farming this. He's... Oh, yeah, yeah. Royal Guard cannot block being grabbed, so... Oh, wow, he got both Kalina hands. Okay.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
Or maybe it was just the one clean hand and just clean hand too, I don't know.
Time to see the light.
The amount of particles in this, Jesus. Okay.
What the hell is that?
Right, yeah. Like, again, Clive doesn't know what all this modern technology is. That's hilarious. And he went Devil Trigger on top of the motorcycle. That's just cool. What are you serious? Are they gonna create like an open area in the air, like Dante Virtual did with the raindrops? Oh, that's...
Virgil's got some competition.
Right, yeah, he can do that too.
Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do.
So the devil cries for more.
Oh.
Let's give him everything we've got.
All right, the devil cries for more. All right. Ifrit risen. Versus... Oh, Sin Devil Trigger. Oh. So many particles, I can barely tell what's going on.
I won't underestimate you.
All right, come on. Oh, he's doing the punch. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, the quick time events. I love it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. All right, come on, Dante. Okay, all right.
Just once. I need more.
It's been a bash, Smokey. Jackpot! I need it.
Oh man, he said jackpot. Let's see if it works. Oh, come on, no.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
After a fight like this, God will be nothing.
Dang it. All right. Okay, Dante loses. I kind of figured. Okay.
That was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call.
Right,
to make.
yeah.
Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it was hard finding a definitive advantage either had. This is best explained through three categories.
All right. Stats.
Both Dante and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats.
Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster than light speeds.
Okay.
Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway.
All right.
Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could
Okay. Yeah.
definitively
Equal in
overpower
stats.
the
Fair
other.
enough.
Still,
All
given
right.
their crazy powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock.
Not so much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for
All
blow.
right.
Be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb hits, etc.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before.
Yeah.
Though
There we
Clive
go.
did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable.
Okay.
In addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier
Okay.
to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger.
Fair
But
enough.
their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from
Any edge one could get, the other could match. Okay.
Or Sin Devil Trigger.
In the end, both have answers
All right.
to most of each other's powers, making it still anyone's win.
Which is why it came down to one major factor. Endurance.
Okay.
Just how long could
All
these
right.
two keep
Yeah,
at it?
what do you know?
While Dante's
Stamina
super
was
forms
the
could
deciding factor.
undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
Yeah,
The
okay.
longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes.
Hmm.
And abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger
Just drain it
are
more,
even
yeah.
faster.
Clive's time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer, fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
Okay.
What you're thinking, Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything.
Okay.
While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less
Okay,
energy
yeah.
means a less potent healing.
Yeah, okay.
Like when he got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen,
Hmm.
only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Okay.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too.
All right.
Becoming even stronger from pure willpower.
Yeah.
Just like when he fought
Okay,
Valius.
all right.
So, for as tough
This is
and
a-
persistent as Dante was, Clive was able to endure
All
just
right.
that much more to
Just
get
that
the final
little
edge.
bit more.
The
Okay.
devil was in the details,
I
but Clive's
okay, they at
victory
least
is
explained it in
no
a way.
fantasy.
Okay.
The winner.
Something
is
I'll
Clive
get into what
Rossfield.
I'll get into what
Next
I think about
time
that
on
conclusion
Death
later,
Battle.
but okay, what's next? Oh, the 2025 finale. All right. Ah, here we go. We're finally here. Uh-huh. Battle of the Childhoods.
Subscribe and
Ash
join as a
Ketchum
member to
versus
see more Death
Yukimoto.
Battle. Thanks for watching.
Got it. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay, about the conclusion. It's not like I disagreed with it. Don't get me wrong. Like I think everything they said was perfectly valid, and I'm like, yeah. If Clive was gonna win, I feel like that's like the perfect explanation for it. But it's something about the conclusion that I really liked. If you thought I was gonna get into, oh, there's this one thing about the conclusion I didn't like, no. Something I feel like Death Battle's conclusions have consistently done that I don't like is they never make it clear just how close a matchup really is. They just go into the advantages of like one or the other and like and then just highlight, and they majorly highlight the advantages of the winner while downplaying the advantages of the loser. I'm thinking specifically Bowser versus Eggman, where I do feel like Eggman had a Eggman versus Bowser was it could have gone either way. I just felt like they didn't really explain that clearly. I'm fine with Bowser winning, don't get me wrong. It's just that I just wish they had explained, just better just how close the matchup is. And I feel like they've only done that correctly one time before, and that was with Hulk versus Godzilla, because, yeah, that was Hulk versus Godzilla. But yeah, in terms of this, yeah, I think they explained it very, very much perfectly in a way that wasn't very complicated like Hulk versus Godzilla was. I feel like that was the only thing that, kind of tips the scales to this one over Hulk versus Godzilla, because Hulk versus Godzilla, it felt like, there was the one advantage. There was the one advantage Hulk had that won the day, but it was still a major advantage that Godzilla didn't have an answer for. This one really did feel like it was nail-biting on the edge of tipping towards Dante. But either way, all right, you gotta love it. And I believe, no, we still got like at least one more from the Kickstarter campaign that we haven't done yet, and that's Megamind, Gru versus Megamind. But now we're getting Ash versus Yugi. Who do I think is gonna win that one? I'm rooting for Ash all the way because Pokemon was my childhood, but from what I understand, Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets absolutely nuts. It's not as though I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just that I didn't watch nearly enough of it to get attached, and plus, like, why would I watch that? Pokemon's right here, and so, yeah, I'm just hoping Infernape gets in the fight. Please let my boy Infernape get in the fight. He had the Sinnoh League was just the best the best league of any Pokemon like series that you know the anime ever did, because Ash versus Paul was that's just the best fight in Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be rooting Ash all the way, but if Yugi wins, I'm not gonna be shocked because it's Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.